negative zone for the month of July, 1.1% decline yesterday. So far this year, the market is down by 5.78%. We had just 20 gainers and 16 losers. Cornerstone Insurance was our top gainer. I believe Red Star Express was our top loser. Can anyone tell that I'm struggling in my voice as of yesterday? For
You've only
folks,
had 2 hours of sleep.
maybe even less. For folks who live where Abraham Adesanya, Awoyaya, Igbejuleki, Shango Tedo, just yesterday was probably, if we're talking kicking things off with infrastructure, just one of the most horrible nights of heading home. The rain Hazel, I believe you also had your own story of getting taken about 3 hours, 4 hours to get home.
Yeah.
So there's a video. We have another video on our WhatsApp platform, also on our Twitter. China has sponge cities. Talking about infrastructure, they've developed sponge cities that are supposed to absorb flooding. So what these cities do, they've created this. I don't know what kind of cement they use. They're supposedly permeable cement. You're laughing. No, the video is there.
We need that here.
Oh,
That's
we need
why
it badly. They soak up water, and the water goes into these underground tanks that hold the water, and then they disperse it, I don't know, to lakes or oceans or whatever. So it's I don't know if this is a rhetorical question, but Hazel, can our any chance of, we need help, because yesterday was just really horrible. And is there anything, I don't know, we get buckets and fetch the water? What do we do? What do you think about what China is doing though to combat flooding in their cities?
Of course, it's fantastic. It's just in Nigeria, the thing is that we don't even have adequate basic infrastructure. So asking for advanced infrastructure is being overly optimistic, and
Yeah.
it's right now. So yeah, I think also even estate planning wise, especially for cities like Lagos, estate planning was not fully considered, or perhaps not considered at all when
Yeah.
these new areas, Lekki and the rest, were being built.
Mm.
So yeah,
The struggle continues,
the
huh?
struggle continues.
Oh boy. All right. Then we move from infrastructure to yes. If you were in that traffic yesterday, please send us your thoughts and what you think. If you checked, we've seen the video. Let's know. Let's know what you think. We move from infrastructure to the federal government savings bonds. Hazel, the latest window is open for July. Want to help us out? What are we seeing with that? This new, I mean, it's the same offer, yes?
Yeah, I was going to say. So basically, for the federal government savings bond,
Yeah.
from what I can see, it's the 2 year, the interest rate on the 2 year one is 11.19.
Yep.
3 years 12.19. I think as long as for the federal government savings bond, most of the interest is basically targeted towards retail investors.
Mm.
So for them, as long as it's higher than what the rate they're getting on your savings account.
Right.
So I think it's, which is like 3% on average.
I think it's even
So
less than 3%.
so yeah, it's good because this is
It's
like,
like
this has a minimum subscription amount of 5,000 naira. So it's
Right.
basically almost like a savings slash investment kind
Mm,
of account.
mm.
So yeah, so I think it's good for them. Most institutional investors are not focused or targeted with they don't invest in these. So
It's
for
mostly retail.
mostly retail, and it's good for them. The rates are pretty attractive for their level.
All right, so the 2 year 11.19, the 3 year 12.1, and the window closes on
Yeah.
Friday. So reach out to your brokerage service, brokers out there in order to get your hands on that savings bond. All right, move from infrastructure flooding to the federal government savings bond to Airtel. I'm showing that Hazel, Airtel didn't have a good debut on the London Stock Exchange. We don't really track the London Stock Exchange here, but because they'll be listing pretty soon in Nigeria, it's kind of made the news, and we thought we would talk about that. So I understand there was like a 13% drop or so in the stock price when it listed in London. We were talking downstairs. You were speculating as to possibly why this might have happened.
Yeah, so this happened, I think, believe in the first year of its trading, and I think, I don't fully know what actually happened, but
Yeah.
my speculation is that what might have
Yeah.
what might have happened
Yeah,
is that
yeah.
is that because it was fully subscribed. Sorry, it was oversubscribed.
Yeah.
So I believe perhaps some of people that had that wanted to get that didn't get their full lots. perhaps they sold the little that they had. Maybe they just were not interested since they didn't get the full lot. But I don't fully I'm just speculating about that.
So what might have
However,
happened, yeah.
however, for Nigeria, I do not expect that would see this sort of decline in the early trading days of the stock when it does get listed.
Okay.
That's because first of all, most of the interest you're seeing for the new offers are from institutional investors,
Okay.
which are likely to have their monies locked in for a longer while. So they're not mostly not less likely to be their stock is most likely to be dominated by institutional investors who have long-term funds, and regulatory wise, they're not likely to buy stock and then exit in another 2 weeks or over a few days. So there's that, and also there's also the fact that pre-IPO investors are not. I think they have a 6 month or is it 1 year lock-in window, so they can't exit the stock
immediately.
price.
So they have to stay in
so
there.
So I think for that reason, I think the stock price will be a bit more stable in Nigeria.
Okay, and I think the listing it could be, I think it's Thursday or Friday. And you were telling me it's when Airtel does list on the Nigerian stock exchange, it's possibly going to be the third biggest stock after Dangote and MTN, yeah? Okay, so we look forward to that. Okay, we already have reactions to the video. What's Akin saying? Is Akin optimistic?
Well, he says this would be a tall order for Nigeria, where would we use?
You sound like Osibanjo at that debate with the vice president. Where we are, whatever.
Okay. Cities, Sokoto, or those hot and dry northern states. Quite a lot.
Yeah, I know, right?
Musa says he left Ikwe at 5:30, got home at 11:40 p.m.
God,
it's crazy. And Yinka says there is every possibility that he'll be buying the Airtel shares when they debuts in Nigeria at 400 per share. It sounds very reasonable, other than the leg over than 19 naira MTN gave us.
Yes, she is Nigeria. Yinka was always, he's asking whether you're Nigerian. Yes, Yinka, of course.
And he wants you to speak aloud.
Hazel is Nigerian. Yes, so both her and Wale, the most soft-spoken analysts that we have on the program. Okay, yeah, please share your traffic stories. I'm sure Firstly Press will continue them. Imagine leaving at 5 o'clock and getting home at almost midnight. What? That's like traveling.
Yeah,
that is traveling. You're traveling to another state. Okay, real estate. We move on from Airtel to real estate. PwC.
Sorry, just a quick one. I think somebody mentioned something about MTN versus Airtel.
Yeah, that was Yinka. Yinka said MTN did a leg over at the 19 naira offer. Basically, the introduction that nobody could get it when it was listed, right? And so he's claiming, he's just being sarcastic. That's Yinka for you. We love him. We appreciate all of Yinka's messages. Okay, PwC headline here from a report that Nigeria has about $900 billion in real estate in dead capital. Can you help us out with this particular report where they're talking about the real estate market?
Okay, so for regards to that, I think if I remember correctly, they said that they have about 900 billion tied up in dead capital. I don't think it's too surprising given the fact that over the last 12 quarters, the real estate sector in Nigeria has recorded negative growth. So the real estate sector is currently even lagging the general economy. So, and I mean, the concerns are that there might not be any significant catalyst to drive a rebound in that sector in the near term, because demand has remained weak. And to address this, I think we'd first have to see some reforms in terms of availability of financing, or cheaper financing.
So like for the mortgages,
deeper financing, exactly, for first time owners, to help first time owners, especially from the emerging middle class,
which we keep talking about in Africa.
So there's that. I think also with the sector, another deterrent for people investing in the real estate sector is actually for the middle class, like that, if I put it that way, is the fact that we need to see reforms, because the land ownership process is a bit tedious. It's not a bit; it's a lot tedious.
Land Use Act, right?
Yes, and even just the ownership process. So, for instance, you have some money, you want to buy land in Ibajaleki, you have to confirm whether that land is really that land, and whether the company you're buying it from actually has ownership, and then a few years after,
another owner will not come and show up.
So there are all of those kind of things. So there needs to be reforms in that with regards to that, because I think that's also a significant deterrent of interest or investment in the
Struggle
sector.
continues. Thanks for that, Hazel. Rotus, I spent 4 hours in traffic. I mean, the I'll take a pay cut to leave Lagos mode. I don't even see us doing anything about it. How about infrastructure? And this is from Oputa, and others are sending their messages saying to add us, or rather, we should add them. So include your name so we can add you on our WhatsApp platform so you can see our videos. Oputa, thank you for that. Okay, Yinka has another message on mortgages, right? He says okay, are we still on this mortgage thing? Pensions for mortgages, and Auntie, when you say middle class, I beg, which salary bandwidth falls in that range? I want to know where to place myself. Yinka, didn't you tell us about your hustling, during holidays and so on and so forth? I take it you're definitely middle class. All right. We're still on real estate, yes? Really quickly, Kayode, how much time we got? About a minute?
We got 2 minutes.
Okay, 2 minutes, real quick. Okay, Hazel, this is pretty controversial topic, the Ruga settlements. Now we move from real estate to agriculture. I guess in 2 minutes your thoughts, because the government has come out to say that it's no one should panic, the states are working with them. What are your thoughts as far as these settlements are concerned?
I think first of all, the states they're starting with are the states that have indicated interest, and those are mostly the northern states. So a handful of, I think there are about 11 northern states. So at least those are the ones they're starting with for now.
Yeah.
So at least that will quell concerns down south for now. Also, another issue I'd raise is like the legality of this, given the fact that I believe that state governments are the ones that have ownership of the land within their states.
Right.
And with this policies, it appears that the federal government is bypassing state governments to do this. So I think there had to be clarity with regards to whether with regards to getting clearance from the state governments, or we're getting clearance from state governments before they move forward with implementing this in the rest of the states.
Right.
So I think, at least for the ones that have shown interest, I believe the governments of those states have also agreed to work in partnership with the federal government to have that implemented. But for the rest of the states,
the ones who don't agree, that's the issue.
It's to see the issue would come from how the government would then implement it in those states, whether they're going to bypass those governors and then just implement it their own way. But if they do so,
that's more trouble down the line. Hazel from Sigma Pensions, thank you so much for joining us. Everyone, please just include your name. Just say my name is, just add it to your number. We'll add you and then you'll be able to see the video. Still, if you want to take a look at it, it's also on our Twitter handle at Smooth981FM. Also, follow me as well at Rotan Quotes, ROTANKWOT. I see all the messages.
All the messages.
Tons of them. Kingsley, Yinka, Afolabi. I mean, we see all of them. We have to do something. We just have to do something, because yesterday was just, we don't want to go through it. Again, Hazel, Sigma Pensions, thank you so much for joining us on Business Express. I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'll get some rest.
Kayode, stay close.
All right.